Hi friends, today we're doing this very easy Tunisian double crochet blanket. So this is just a scarf width right now, but it's going to be a blanket eventually. And I want to show you how to do it because I'm really enjoying it and it's just a gorgeous texture. Here's what the back looks like. It's a gorgeous texture. It's very soft. I'm using paint box yarn. So this is the Simply Aran, and there is a link in the description below if you choose. That's an affiliate link so that you know. And I don't know how many balls it's going to take at this point, but this one is the misty gray color. You know I love it. It's color number 203. But you can use any worsted weight yarn that you want. This one happens to be acrylic. I'm also using a Tunisian cable hook. This is a size, is it an I? It's a size I 9, 5.5 millimeter Denise interchangeable hook with a 30-inch cord. So the link, again, sorry, is in the description below if you are interested, but totally no pressure. All right, so this blanket is a multiple of 2 plus 3. So it's essentially 2 plus 1, but it's 2 plus 3 is the official way of measuring or writing out the pattern. For this, my blanket is 46 inches wide and it takes 4 stitches for every inch. So at 46 inches wide, I chained 185 and that gave me the right number of stitches. So if you decide to customize this for yourself in any way, you just know that you need 4 stitches for every 1 inch, okay? So if you want to make a 36-inch blanket, like a baby blanket, and you want it to be 36 inches wide, you would take 36 and multiply it by 4 and then add 1. Okay, so it's 4 stitches for every inch in this gauge with this hook, with an I-size hook. So we're starting just like every Tunisian pattern with a slip knot on the hook. And I am fumbling today, but that's okay. And I'm using my I-size hook with a 30-inch cable with a stopper on the end because my blanket is 46 inches wide and this is a 30-inch cable. So in general, you choose a cable you can choose a cable that is smaller than the width you're going for. And I'm making it 46 inches, but my cable's 30, so I can like squeeze in some stitches and some stitches can stay near the edge of the hook. So if you don't have a 30-inch cable and you're only making a 20-inch wide thing, well then that's okay. Use the cable that fits. All right, and vice versa. If you want a wider blanket, like a twin size blanket or a queen size blanket, you're going to need a longer cable. Gotcha? Okay. So we are chaining the desired number based on the pattern or the number of stitches and number of inches you want. For demonstration purposes, I'm just going to chain a whole bunch and make sure that I have 2 plus 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we will pull up a loop in the back ridge, back bar, back bump of each stitch across, just like we do for most Tunisian patterns. So we will be just loading up the hook. If you need some help with Tunisian crochet, I have several Tunisian playlists on my channel, including a video called Extreme Beginner. And there's a video for right-handers and left-handers of extreme beginning Tunisian crochet if you need that. Now, some of you have done Tunisian crochet, but maybe you've never used a cable before. And literally, it's just imagine your long hook just floppy. It's the same thing. So it's the same thing. We're still doing the exact same process. So here's our loops for the first forward pass. We're kind of creating a foundation row. And we will do the same return pass every single time. It's the traditional one. So yarn over, pull through 1 loop on the hook, then yarn over and pull through 1, 2 loops on the hook. And then from then on, you yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, all the way across. Oops, I pulled an extra one there. Okay, so that is the traditional return pass. If you're a pattern and you're reading a Tunisian pattern and it doesn't say what to do for your return pass, which it should, The tradition, if it just says traditional return pass, that's what that means. Yarn over, pull through 1 for the first one, and then yarn over and pull through 2 for all of the subsequent ones, all the way across until 1 loop remains on the hook. Now for this pattern, because we're doing Tunisian double crochet, and these are clusters of 2 Tunisian double crochets together, we are going to chain 1 because our Tunisian double crochets are taller than traditional stitches. So we will not do this foundation row again. However, I am going to do a similar final row at the top of my blanket so that the top of my blanket and the bottom of my blanket look similar. So it'll be kind of like a mirror image of each other vertically. Okay, Tunisian double crochets are taller than just 1 loop. So we need to chain 1 to get us a little bit of height. This stitch, this loop that's on the hook, counts as the first stitch here over the top of the previous stitch. So this first stitch is considered complete now with just the chain 1 and the loop on the hook. Now what we're going to do is Tunisian double crochet, so yarn over. We're inserting our hook through the next 2 vertical bars at the same time as if to Tunisian simple stitch. So we're yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over and pulling through 2 loops on the hook as if to double crochet, but we're going to leave that final loop there. We're not yarning over and pulling through again. Okay, so that is 1 Tunisian double crochet in 2 stitches. Now we have just decreased, so we took 2 stitches and made it 1, and now we're going to go ahead and increase by doing another Tunisian double crochet, yarn over, insert under the same 2 vertical bars that you just used, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through just 2 loops on the hook. Okay, so we used 1, 2, 3 stitches, and we have 1, 2, 3 stitches. So we are working evenly. Okay, so we are, and we'll do this all the way across. So yarn over, we're not skipping any stitches. There's no holes going to happen except for the natural holes where we squeeze them together. So yarn over, insert under the next 2 vertical bars at the same time, yarn over, pull up a loop through those, yarn over, pull through just 2 loops on the hook, leaving 1 to remain, and we'll do that process again. Okay, so there we go. So if you counted your stitches at the beginning, you should have that, or chains at the beginning, you should have that same exact number of chains on your loop or loops on your hook to match when we get all the way to the row. So when we get all the way across and our hook is loaded up with loops, the number of loops on the hook and cable should equal the number of chains that we began with. Okay, so let's just finish this row. We're doing yarn over, pull under 2 loops at the same time, which is actually a decrease. But then when we do 2 stitches in the same spot or space, we're actually increasing. So we decrease by 1, we increase by 1, so it ends up even. But we get this beautiful little V shape out of it, and these little lovely like diagonal lines, which are just so interesting and gorgeous. But look how simple this is. So it's so simple. It is literally 1 stitch. It is a Tunisian double crochet. It's just where you put your hook to decrease, and then where you put your hook in the same spot to increase. And so it is literally 1 stitch. Amazing results for 1 stitch, don't you think? Very rhythmic and easy and meditative, a relaxing and valuable use of your day, I would say. Now, when we get all the way to the edge here, we have 2 stitches left. We have this vertical bar left, and we have the edge stitch left. That is fine. That is absolutely perfect. We're going to yarn over and just do a Tunisian double crochet through just the second to last bar. And we will go ahead and yarn over and Tunisian double crochet through the 2 side loops of that last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, still have the same correct number of loops on the hook that matches the beginning chain. Now we're going to offset these like bricks. So we have a V here, and then we have a V there, and then we have a V there, and we have a V there. So on our next row, we're going to stagger it. Okay, so the traditional return pass, yarn over, pull through 1 loop on the hook, yarn over, pull through 1, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, all the way across until 1 loop remains. Okay, and then the next row is exactly like the first row. However, we are moving the Tunisian double crochets 2 together over by 1 so that it's jogging. Step, step, right step, left step, right step, left step, right step, left step. So don't forget to chain 1 at the beginning of your row here, because Tunisian double crochets are taller than Tunisian simple stitches. You can see here that here's where the 2 feet of the Tunisian double crochets came together in these 2 vertical bars. And so instead of using these 2 again, which would also be a very pretty pattern, I think, I'm going to just Tunisian double crochet in 1, the first one all by itself for this second row. So the even numbered rows, if you do not count the foundation. And then we will go ahead and grab the last one of the first group and the first one of the second group. So it's the next 2 together that will create that pattern. Yarn over, insert the hook under 2 vertical bars at the same time, as if to Tunisian simple stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, and then do that again in the same exact spot with the same exact 2 vertical bars. Okay, do you see what I'm saying here? So we had 1 grouping here between my thumbs, and we've moved the grouping over, so it's over here now, so that they're stepping side to side like hopscotch. Okay, so, and then we will continue with the do 2 at the same time all the way across until we get to the end, and then we will adjust based on what is left over, because I don't really remember, but it'll all work out, because it does. A very fun, very, very fun pattern. Now we are approaching the end of the second row, and we have 2 vertical bars that we can grab easily to do our usual process. And then at the end, we only have 1 stitch left over. So we're just going to yarn over, Tunisian double crochet in that last stitch there, the last two like sort of edge bars, and put a Tunisian double crochet there. So we should have the same number of stitches that we started out with. Our stitch count will always be the same. There's no increasing and decreasing. Well, there is an increase and then a decrease, but it happens all in the same row, so everything is equal. It all turns out okay. We're just borrowing and then adding. So here we go with this final row, or the return pass after row 2. So we're going to be alternating the first working row and the second working row so that the stitches are offset, but it's the same stitch. It's just a matter of where you start it. You know what I mean? So it's literally 1 stitch that you're just monkeying around with where you place it. Okay, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across. And let's talk about how to bind off. So you'll just repeat this number of these rows 1 and 2 of the pattern, not counting the foundation row. You'll redo these, repeat these rows over and over and over again until you get your desired length. And then when we go to finish the pattern off, our foundation row was just simple stitches on the normal foundation forward pass. So we're just going to do that for the final row. So when you're done with all your rows and you have your whole height, instead of chaining 1, we're just going to leave that loop on the stitch there, on the hook there, and we're going to Tunisian simple stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're single crocheting by inserting our hook here in the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're single crocheting, but we're doing it in the style of Tunisian simple stitch, adding your hook through the vertical bar from hook side to tension side, grabbing the yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we're single crocheting, but where you put the hook is as if you are Tunisian simple stitching. So it's a single crocheting as if to Tunisian simple stitch. And that just refers to where we're placing the hook under that vertical bar. And we're just single crocheting all the way across, finishing each stitch so that only just the one loop remains each time. And we'll go all the way across, and then we'll make sure to grab a final stitch in that edge. Wonderful. And then you can fasten off just like you do a traditional crochet pattern. And look at that. Look at my piece here. It's not even curling at all. So I think you're going to love this pattern. If you can change color either here at the end of the row, or I would probably change color on your last yarn over and pull through to the last one of the side. So if you were changing color, I would probably do it here. So as you are doing a return pass and you're yarning over and pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2, when you get to 2 loops here and you have to yarn over and pull through one more time, that's when I would add the new yarn right here, add the new yarn, and then yarn over and pull through 2 using the new yarn. And then the next row, you can just continue working with the new yarn, okay? So you got this. I hope you have a great time with it. I am loving this pattern. It is so soft. The drape is excellent. And I hope you have a valuable and relaxing use of your day. Bye.